It's a girl's own adventure, and no one and nothing is going to stop her. At the tender age of 16, Jessica Watson set out this weekend on a journey that makes landlubbers and fair-weather sailors quake at the knees, to become the youngest person to sail solo around the world. An act of sheer madness or the adventure of a lifetime? Maybe both. This young, determined Queenslander will face loneliness, fatigue, fear, and, of course, exhilaration in the most dangerous seas on earth. There are some who've warned Jessica she's too young and too inexperienced for such a trip. But I was there to see her off, and in her farewell interview, I learned just how determined she is to prove the doubters wrong. And, you know, I think she will.
See you later. Have a lovely time. Don't forget to enjoy it.
Don't forget to phone home.
The final moments on dry land for Jessica Watson before an extraordinary 230-day oceanic rite of passage.
I know.
The last physical contact with parents and friends, indeed with anyone, until, hopefully, she returns to Sydney Harbour sometime in June next year.
Just a bit of a sail. Going out for a sail.
Tear-stained parents sending a child out into the big wide world with hope, but no guarantee that she will ever come back.
Bloody kids are a worry, aren't they?
Problem child.
I think if anyone could do it, you can.
Oh, it's clear.
Yeah. I'm very proud of you with what you've done already.
Yeah, I know.
Like I said, if it doesn't go any further, don't worry. You've done so much.
This is by no means a usual coming-of-age journey. Jessica's setting out to do what no 16-year-old has ever done before.
The record I'm aiming for is to be the youngest person to sail solo, non-stop and unassisted around the world, but I think I could keep saying it, the record's really just an excuse. It's an excuse to sail around the world, by myself as a 16-year-old. And, one of the things people ask is, why now? But that's what I want to do. I want to sail around the world as a 16-year-old, as a teenager.
Jessica's grand and dangerous adventure will sorely test the ambition and optimism of youth. And even before she set sail, raised a storm over the rights of the child and the responsibilities of the parents.
Problem solved.
There are times where as parents you need to learn to say no. And, in another age, Jessica's adventurousness, her inspirational focus might also be called spoilt and indulged.
Who says she can't do it? Really? Like, who's to say that she's not the one to set the record for being the youngest to sail around the world? That is the most prepared boat to ever leave Australian shores.
But more than the boat being prepared, I think Jessica is probably the most prepared skipper.
How prepared are the parents?
Oh, we'll take that as it comes.
Nervous.
The short career path to Jessica's bold ambition rises out of an unconventional childhood. The Watsons, Julie and Roger, raised their 4 kids largely out of caravans, campgrounds or sailing boats. And for at least half of a short life, Jessica has been at the helm.
It took me a couple of years to actually enjoy sailing. I used to be petrified to put my feet in the water. So I was the one kind of tagging along behind everyone else and going because they were going.
So what happened?
Well, if anything, I started dreaming about doing this, and I know it wasn't so scary anymore, I suppose.
The dream is as broad and as wild as the sea. 38,000 kilometres, sailing alone for 230 days. From Sydney, across the vast Pacific Ocean, crossing into the Northern Hemisphere. Then it's deep into cold southern waters and a rounding of the notorious Cape Horn. Then half a world on to the Horn of Africa before re-entering the harsh Southern Ocean and back into Australian waters.
On across the Indian Ocean, under Australia, under Tassie and back to Sydney. Say it really quick and it's all
Yeah, yes. Yeah, sensational. And this will be the bad bit down here, of course.
Well, I mean, you don't really know where you're going to cop a bad storm.
Come hell and high water, Jessica's fortunes will ride on the integrity of this tidy 10.5-metre vessel, Ella's Pink Lady. Sturdy and stout, but still shapely. Jessica, she's beautiful.
Yeah, very
She's
cute.
curvy and beamy.
Yeah.
And lots of room in there for you.
Yeah, just the right amount of room. But yeah, it's a very, very cute boat.
Though by my inclinations, just right for a Sunday sail, but I don't know whether
No.
I'd go around the world in it.
No, it's just the right size. It's just perfect for me to handle.
Because
so.
the point is handling, isn't
Yeah,
it? There's
it's
no
gotta
point
be
having
easy.
a 60-footer out there if you're a lone sailor.
No, and she's tough, so, you know, it doesn't matter. You just go up over the waves.
Just a few days before departure, and it's the finishing touches. Mum, Dad and the kids all doing their bit to get the Pink Lady seaworthy. But this is much more than merely a family affair. Jessica has rallied an army of some of the hardest adventurers in the world. Among them, Don McIntyre, Australia's old man of the sea, himself a solo yachtsman, Antarctic adventurer, and someone who knows firsthand the cruelties of the sea.
Mostly it's very draining because, for lots of reasons, I don't know.
You're one of the toughest, maybe the maddest adventurers I know. You wept in that big ocean when you were rolled over. You cried.
Yeah, of course I did, because it's an emotion. It's a raw emotion. It's something that Jessica will go through as well. I mean, when you're out there and you face fear, and real loneliness and all those sorts of issues, it has an emotional reaction. And I'm human like everyone else, you know. It's just part of the course.
So convinced is Don McIntyre of Jessica's abilities that he purchased, refitted and loaned her the Pink Lady. And today, it's time to hand over the last of the paperwork to officially put the 16-year-old in charge.
Now, are you really up for this? Have you got your hanky and all that sort of stuff?
I think so.
Ship's passport. I was just saying, this is what everyone wishes I didn't give you.
Oh, hasn't Dad paid you anything?
You're good for it. Good luck.
Yeah,
There's the papers, you're on your own.
This is a bit like Dad handing over the car keys.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I won't.
Is she up to it?
Sure is. She's as ready as anyone ever has been. In fact, even more so. She's one of the best prepared young solo circumnavigators to attempt a record like this. She's done it. She's ready to go.
But not all Australians share that faith, especially after the Pink Lady collided with a Chinese bulk carrier en route from Brisbane to Sydney last month.
No, I go, it's all right, really, I'm okay. But lost half my mast, yeah.
Then last week came the death of 2 Sydney sailing veterans, adding to a sea of doubts that the ocean is any place for a 16-year-old alone.
There could potentially be catastrophic consequences. I think that's what really, really concerns me.
Social commentator and Queensland media lecturer Professor Karen Brooks is one of the many voices of caution.
This has become a social issue precisely because of the debates that it's created. It's like a ripple effect in society. And because it's made headlines everywhere, it's no longer about one person's journey. Hence, you get people like me saying, I'm really concerned about her going.
Yeah, we're typical. We're polarised here. I'm encouraging a young girl to endanger her life, and you are pouring a bucket of cold Southern Ocean water over her dreams. That's how... We're the case, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. We're an exact example. Look, she's going to go, and I really want to be proven wrong. I want her back here safely. I want to be proven wrong more than anything, but I can't help but be a voice of caution, not a wowser, not a bucket of iced water. Hopefully one of those gigantic waves that will subside before it reaches her boat.
I know where they're coming from, because it doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound right that a 16-year-old girl can sail around the world. But you need to meet Jessica and understand the preparation that's gone into it.
As her mum, you're uneasy about this?
Not at all.
Not at all?
Not at all. I guess if you've seen your son or daughter get up at dawn and practice their swimming for, till dawn to dusk, hours and hours and hours on time, all the time, and then they said they wanted to go for the Olympics, you would.
You would, yeah, but I mean, that's a bit different.
If you saw that level of dedication...
It's not life-threatening. enterprise.
That's a
Olympic
perception,
Games.
I think. It's far more dangerous to go out in the street and drive a car. There's a lot more risk associated
I hate to
with
ask
that.
this, but if the worst happened, if you lost her, do you think it would have been a life well lived?
I do.
It would be devastating if we lost her, but I still think that it would still be worse to say no, you can't go because of that risk, because of what she's put into it.
How can they say anything else, Charles?
Are they wrong, though? Isn't it a right and a proper thing to do, to follow those romantic human impulses?
Look, I'm all for that, but as an adult, not as a child. And legally, in every way, shape and form, Jessica is still a child.
3 days to go and the Pink Lady goes back in the water.
Wait up, guys! Engine just died! Wait a minute! Engine just died! Engine died!
The eternal problem with boats is the more you do, the more that needs to be done.
Died again. Engine died again. Yeah, well, as I went to put it in gear, it cut out, so...
You know, I love getting dirty and fiddling with the engine, and I love it all, and I know the basics of it all, and then I've got a load of good advice on the end of a sat phone.
You're a petite girl. Do you have the strength?
I'm actually a normal average size.
Sorry, I don't want to be patronising.
No, I am. I am completely normal average size.
Okay, you're a completely normal average size girl.
16-year-old.
16-year-old. Have you got the strength?
Yeah, sure. I mean, most people imagine a sailor as a huge, big, burly guy, I suppose, but I'm not. I've got a 34-foot boat that's all set up for me to be easy to handle.
Can you really know what you're in for?
That's the thing, I don't. It's an adventure. I'm going out there to attempt to sail around the world, to see if I can.
2 days to go, and out on Sydney Harbour, a short dry run before the long wet voyage. You still pinch yourself that you had this dream and it's all
here it
come
is.
together and this is it, your pink boat?
I know. No, it's usually like that. I've had to do it all the way along.
How lucky are you?
Very, 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 very lucky.
Down below, jam-packed with gear and 8 months of supplies, there's room for just one. Compact is a real estate term that comes to mind.
No, not really. It's just right when it's just me in here.
Yeah.
So it's all the room I need.
In this cabin, there's more online wizardry than you'd find in your average teenager's bedroom. And for those who think Jessica has delinquent parents, Julie and Roger will actually keep a very close eye on their daughter.
She reckons she's the most tracked teenager in the world. Her parents know exactly where she is and what she's doing every second.
Well, not every parent can say
That's
that.
right, yeah.
The last teenager to successfully circumnavigate the world alone was Jessie Martin, then at the age of 17.
Everything's wet inside. I'm scared.
Arguably, he is the world expert on whether a 16-year-old can break his record, and on exactly what lies ahead for Jessica.
A trip like Jessica's is about the dream of getting out there. All she has to do is get out there and she's won.
Do you think she can do it?
Yeah, I think she can do it. She could get unlucky. Anyone could get unlucky. I could have got unlucky. But she can do it.
With Jessica finally on her way this morning, the arguments no longer matter. The 16-year-old is now clearly the master of her own destiny. In no time, swallowed up by the vast ocean, she sailed out of sight, but certainly not out of mind. Once you dip over the horizon,
Yeah.
and the argument stops, I predict that Australians will fall in love with you and they will all follow the adventures of this beautiful, spirited girl.
Yeah, and I love that part of it. I absolutely love the fact that, you know, there's millions of people out there following it. But it was always about sailing around the world for me. And I don't know, look, we'll see what happens, but I mean, I'm already dreaming about other boats and other adventures, but I'm also thinking about, finishing school and getting my car licence.
Oh, you're much too young to have a car licence.
I know.